Hey everybody, it's Jane from Button Art Central, and we're about to go into an incredible button shop in Sydney. But before we do it, just a quick note. I completely forgot to record inside the actual button shop. You'll see what I mean in a moment. So here we are coming to the door, and if you quickly look right there, you can see inside of the button shop, the only place I recorded the actual shop. There were people in the store at the time. It was quite noisy. It was raining outside on a very cold Thursday in Sydney in the middle of winter. It was about 15 degrees centigrade. And here I am looking at buttons and getting ready to show you this incredible button shop. As you can see, there's lots of buttons here, little baskets of buttons at the front of the store. I was actually trying to record whilst I was in the store. Unfortunately, because of all the noise, it wasn't feasible. So I'm just doing a recording now afterwards to add on to the video. This is outside. Whoa, okay, I am not the best videographer in the world, but what I'm trying to get across here is the amazing buttons that you can find at All Buttons Great and Small. I had a great time with the girls in there last night. I spent about 3/4 an hour. We were chatting it up. We were talking about buttons. We were having a great old time. And the way that they organise the buttons in the store is fantastic. They're in different areas for the different types of buttons, the different colours of buttons, as you can see here. I'm in the gold button area at the moment having a look. Bit of silver buttons. Grey. All sorts of buttons. Now, I'm not going to keep on saying the word buttons because that would be ridiculous. But you can see the buttons. Oh, here we are. We're in the white buttons section. There are some absolutely incredible buttons here that would be fantastic for projects, for fashion. While I was in there was a lady who was talking about why she buys buttons. She was just a customer, and she was talking about how she really freshens up her wardrobe by buying different types of buttons every year to actually replace on her clothes. She spent a good 15 minutes talking about that, which made it really hard to record in the store. That's okay. I don't like to be the kind of person who intrudes on other people. So that's why I decided, whilst I was in the store, oh, here we are at buttons that are wooden and animals. I loved looking at this. You can tell you're in an Australian store with all the Australian animals. All the little gingerbread houses and stuff here I thought were gorgeous, especially the Christmas stuff. Yeah, sorry about my terrible camera work. I am not the best and I am trying to get better because I do film for other things. I just loved this pink dinosaur, which is why I did that extreme close up. Peace signs, snakes, more birds, crocodiles, like so many cute animal buttons at All Buttons Great and Small in Newtown in Sydney. Now, I was trying my best here to really get in nice and close, but when you're only filming on a phone, it can get a bit jarring, and I'm sorry if anybody's feeling a bit seasick from doing that. I suddenly saw these buttons here that I thought were the coolest buttons I've ever seen. They'd be fantastic for kids, putting the pencil buttons on their school shirts or whatever. I loved this little mouth button. And here we are having a look across. I wanted to show you here how they've got it in like a rainbow kind of formation on the back wall of all the buttons. I love these pink buttons. How cute are they? And the ones next to them. A lot of those kind of, I can't think, it was like a iridescent kind of button, very, very reminiscent of the 1970s. Whoa, look at these cool buttons. I do love big, bold, bright buttons like this. I think they look fantastic if you're able to pair them with the right piece of clothing. Of course, if you're doing button art, that's a completely different thing because a lot of the time it's all about colour. I was tapping that one because I thought it was so cool, and I'm back up to these because I just thought these were just the most delightful buttons. And across we go back to those pinks again. So cute. And here we are in the kind of apricots, salmon, those kinds of colours. Oh yeah, I really loved this one. Little poppy button. Perfect for Remembrance Day. Love all these like rose-shaped ones. Now, at some point, I hope to actually have a conversation with the owner of the store. She's currently overseas at the moment. This button there, I actually own a whole heap of those buttons because I loved them. I thought they were fantastic. And then when you come across here, like some of these sparkly buttons, just fantastic. And who doesn't love a big yellow button? Yellow, yellow, bit of black. So as you can see, there are thousands and thousands and thousands of buttons. This button store opened in 1989. It has a sister button store, apparently. I can't remember where she said it was, whether it was Amsterdam. It was somewhere in that part of Europe. And they came over to Australia and built this button store here as well. Going up to the greens. I love these iridescent shell buttons. They also do international orders. I asked them, but with international, it gets a little bit trickier because it's not on the website as you might like it to be. All you need to do is if you see any buttons in this video, you literally could point it out at whatever point in time, put it in an email and say, I'd like to get 20 or however many of those buttons, and they'll see what they can do for you. Because I asked about that because it is on the website. You can buy them in Australia, but not so much overseas. So it is a little bit of a, you have to really want these buttons if you're outside of Australia. But I guarantee you, they're beautiful buttons when you get them. These pretty blue shells. Sparkly, iridescent again. A pearl-like exterior. It just goes on and on and on. Like you could probably match with your clothing. Sorry, there's a plane going overhead if you can hear it. You can probably match with your clothing any of these buttons. But for button art, oh, look at that big purple button. Just blue buttons and kind of purpley buttons. Because there were people in the store, I was trying to be as inobtrusive as possible. Because I don't know about you, I'm just not a fan of going somewhere where somebody's filming and they're just like taking up all the space. I took one video after another and I've tried to cut them together as best I could with the current software I have. I am going to learn a new software to be able to do more button art things like this. Interviews, going to craft fairs. But like if you're into buttons and you're coming to Australia, you've got to go to Newtown. I'm pretty sure if there's not a train there, well, there is a train to Newtown. You can definitely get a bus from the city to this button shop. And in fact, Newtown is a fantastic place to go to eat, to see kind of cool and groovy stuff like this button shop. They have a lot of op shops there. I just thought all of these buttons, like there's a button here for everybody, for every type of style. I really liked the black button area. When I first came in, it's right at the front of the store, but there was a customer looking through them, so I didn't want to interrupt her. So I waited until she left, and then I went through all the buttons, the black buttons, the black silver buttons. I think there was brown in this area as well. Yep, bit of burgundy there. Like, I think that they try and make everything as color coordinated as possible to make it easier for people. Because when you're searching for buttons, you're probably looking for a color as opposed to, a shape, although shape and color. It's just like a really easy place to find the button could possibly want. I love that butterfly button there. And I love these ones on the end that are kind of like space agey. Just giving you the vibe within the store at the moment as well. All the button art on the walls, all the buttons, 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 buttons. This was in the case, and in the case, there are the more expensive buttons, buttons from all over the world. She travels all over the world to get these buttons. Czech Republic, Japan. These are truly international buttons from all over the world. Okay, so this is the book she wrote, All Buttons Great and Small. You can buy that from Amazon, your favourite bookstore. This was funny. One of the ladies asked me to come over and look at all the buttons that she was sorting, and then I was asking her questions and she got shy and didn't say anything. So I'm just talking over it now. But apparently you can go here and like those buttons are 5 cents each. So you can go through. She was sorting them. She was having a blast sorting them. I thought this was really interesting. Up here, they have all the types of buttons that can be made out of natural things. Bamboo, red abalone. I thought coconut was interesting. I'm not entirely sure I've ever seen a coconut button before. Out of cattle horns, out of South Sea pearl oysters. Oh, look, there's a kangaroo. Buckles, these giant, giant buttons. I thought they were fantastic.
And yeah, a lot of metal ones. But they're from everywhere. She's bringing back a bunch of Japanese buttons from the store.
Oh, that'd be really good.
Exciting.
Well,
Keen to see what they are.
I can always leave my number and she can give me a call if she wants to, like if she's going to do another.
I think you'd probably be better off sending her an email. She's very
Okay, I can send her an email. That's no problem.
And then I'm sure she'd love to talk to you.
Yeah, I'd love to talk to her too.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're finally coming to the end of the video. I thought that this was a really funny thing to have the button on the sticky tape. They look, they've found ways to put buttons everywhere. This is the outside of the store. I took some photos of their displays. They do new displays all the time. I had a blast last night, had all buttons great and small. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Follow us on Facebook. We're Button Arts Central, and I hope you have a fantastic buttony day. Bye for now.